All right, what's up, everybody? I am super pumped about this impact interview. This is the first time I have interviewed John Farrell. What's up, John?
What's up, Dave?
I am pumped, dude, and we live close to each other. He is a top producing mortgage professional out of Newport Beach, California. His top year in the market was 195 million, and this year he's going to get a little over 100 million. So the guy's doing a lot of business. I think what distinguishes John, I mean, there's a number of things that distinguish the quality of his advice, the value he delivers, but I mean, it's a jumbo market. It's Newport Beach, California. Every single city has a jumbo market. Obviously, Newport Beach is a super jumbo market, but I'm going to interview him around, regardless of what market you're in, whether you are in a Newport Beach, where it's pretty much a jumbo market city, or you're in a small town and there's just a jumbo segment in your market. We're going to talk about how to get more jumbo loans. So, John, welcome, brother.
Thanks, Dave. I appreciate it. And wow, I made it onto the Dave Savage morning. That's
Whatever.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we had a pretty good walk and talk this morning, didn't we?
we did. I think we hit the best sunrise all year. I mean, it was insane. It was like fire sky. It was crazy, and it was just great connecting with you and getting to know you better. And we have a lot in common, which is I did not know that.
I didn't
So
know that. And that is a little takeaway for everybody. I talk about it a lot, doing walking meetings, but it's there's so much better. Like when I go to events, I always try to schedule as many of my mornings, and I try to start walking a half an hour before sunrise, so that while you're walking, you see that pre-sunrise, and then you see the sunrise. And some mornings it's cloudy and you don't see a killer sunrise, and some mornings are like this morning, where literally starting at a half hour before sunrise, the sky was just on fire. The sunrise was spectacular. We not only had a really good business conversation, but we got to know each other better as human beings. And that would have never happened if we would have like, oh, let's meet at a coffee shop. Like walk and talks are the way to go. So make sure y'all are doing some walk and talk meetings this week. So John, this is the first time I've interviewed you. Why don't you describe your mortgage practice for everyone so they kind of know your model, and then we'll get into the topic at hand.
yeah. Well, I mean, just be quick. I got into business in I think '99. Started doing 125s, which were prehistoric second mortgage, and got thrown to the wolves at a call center and stuff like that. And then going forward, I just, yeah, it's in the area that we're in. I'm licensed in all 50 states. So we do all types of mortgages, but majority of our business, I would say probably 70, maybe 75% is jumbo, and a really good portion of that is self-employed borrowers. So yeah,
How big's your team?
it's myself and Lily.
Got
So
it. So
she's
small team doing big volume.
yeah, she's really, really good. I call her my teammate. She could be my assistant, but she's legitimately a teammate. She really she knows and understands tax returns more than anyone I've ever worked with. So she's kind of my superpower, and she's amazing to work with. So yeah, I got in and didn't really gear towards doing jumbo mortgages. It just kind of somehow eclipsed to that, and that's frankly what we do. I do, like a lot of the other originators out there that work at, other various shops. I've always been pretty much at one of the big banks. But I did start off at Country. Well, the big place I originally started with was Countrywide, and then through the housing recession, another bank took them over, and and I've been at the current place for 10 years, and really happy about it. So it's been good, and it's kind of a niche that we have. I feel like a lot of people are kind of nervous when it comes to not jumbo mortgages, but self-employed borrowers and structuring the files. And there's a lot, a big narrative that, they're a lot more difficult to do. But if you can really get to understand how to structure each file and present it the right way, it's really no different than doing a W-2 employee. So,
What percentage of your business is self-employed versus W-2 employees?
uh, probably 60 to maybe 70% self-employed.
What?
And that's clients that are, they've got, it could be an S corp, C corp, LLC, simple sole prop. Um, they've got multiple partnerships with K1s, multiple properties, commercial properties. So they're, it's definitely, it's more time consuming. But it's rad working with these people too, because you hear some crazy, crazy success stories,
Sounds
from
fun.
rags to riches. So
Sounds fun. So let's just do a little playbook on anyone who wants to do and win with jumbo loans. What do you think are some of the core skills, the keys to success at, whether I'm in a market that's just the whole city's jumbo or whether I'm in a market and 10 or 20% of the market's jumbo? What do you think are the pillars of success?
I think the most important one is asking questions, because questions are going to deliver information on uh, what may make or break getting that client into a home. So questions are a really important thing, and really, I'd love to say that we knew all the guidelines going into asking the right questions, but I feel like we learned a lot the hard way through all the years of doing this. But if you can understand the guidelines with, if you're working with a bank or with a particular investor and really knowing what they're looking for, and then asking the client the right questions, getting the proper documentation to back it up, that's extremely important. The next most important thing, and this is, all across the board, whether it's W-2, is just packaging the file right. But with specifically with self-employed borrowers, it's really, really important because if you want to basically submit a complete file and have it to be, a two touch, especially with self-employed, you've got to document everything up front. Um, and then I don't know, just being interested in what they do. I think that pays a lot of dividends because people love talking about themselves.
Right. So I mean, the only thing I would say to that, I mean, I do think that is just such everything you just said is a pillar to just being really successful in creating clients for life. Let's just start you and I going back and forth on some things that, hey, if you want to do more jumbo business, like
Okay.
for example, targeting real estate agents that do jumbo loans, like that's one. What are your thoughts on that, and what do you do so that you have that clientele and you have partners that are that clientele?
Yeah. Our first, if I can, and I might be a little off on this, but our first really big agent that had a lot of jumbo clientele was Jerry Lamont. He's since retired. He was in South Orange County. Um, we really rocked the way we got his business is another lender was blowing the transaction up, and we reviewed all the documentation and got the deal to closing, and client was ecstatic. Um, so Jerry started using us for all his jumbo clients, in fact, all his clients. But the cool thing is Jerry was such an icon in the industry with agents. And so when other agents had either jumbo clients or self-employed clients, they'd be like, "Hey, Jerry, who are you using? Like, how you do a lot of mortgages." So it was kind of a word of mouth thing where we started doing a couple jumbo realtors, and it led to these agents referring other agents to us, and then also, having our book of business is, most of the viewers will know on this, your book of business, you get a lot of referral business from it. Well, if you have self-employed clients, a lot of the times or entrepreneurs, they're going to have a network of other friends who are entrepreneurs. And, if you've done good grace for them, they're going to share the news. So if you're out there and you're maybe doing, you're in an area that you're doing more agency or govy, researching agents in that particular area, or maybe an outlier area, that are doing higher priced homes and you know, dribbling in to try to get their attention and eventually their business, I think is a good way to do it. But all it takes is just one agent that does a lot of jumbo mortgages. So, or, you know, higher priced homes.
Yeah, and I would also really push folks, CPAs, financial planners, uh, tend to have more affluent customers. So really
Trust attorneys.
trust attorney, boom, trust attorneys. So really be thoughtful that if you want to corner the jumbo market or have your share of that, it's who are your referral partners, and then let's talk about the servicing a jumbo lender and what that experience looks like, because there's not only do you need to have great partners, you need to have a niche, you have to have confidence, you have to deliver. If, by the way, if you want to optimize jumbo loans, you need to have an incredible customer experience, borrower experience that deliver. What do you do? Obviously, you ask great questions, but describe the experience you bring to the jumbo customers you serve, or to all the customers you serve.
Well, yeah, I mean, real quick, I think it's important to just, I mean, this is a no brainer, but you need to make sure that whoever you're working with has got a good jumbo product line. That's really important. Um,
Right.
Super important, because if you don't have that, targeting jumbo clients is going to be tough for you to do. But in servicing our clients, I mean, a lot of the times we're the way they filed their tax returns, maybe it's not working currently for them to get in a home, or it is if they're looking at like a non-QM type of product. And we've got our referral partners that we trust that are brokers that we would refer to. But a lot of it is going through their tax returns, understanding them, and then giving them advice or connecting with their CPA on what they can do on the next year's filing to really help improve them qualifying for a bigger mortgage. So a lot of that is just the knowledge of around the tax returns themselves, because a lot of these clients, like a lot of our consumers, don't understand their returns that much. Um, so I think a lot of value is driven on giving them advice on it, if they don't qualify, or if they need to change something, how to, or if they're about to file their returns, how to better structure or have their CPA structure those returns. Um, and then just giving them information and advice on different options, which is why we use Mortgage Coach. Um, because on jumbo loans, there's various types. I mean, so if we look at this last year, I would say probably 98% of our jumbo loans have been all ARMs.
Mm.
Um, so some of these clients don't understand there's
So
ARMs
five
versus,
year, like 5 year, 7 year, 10 year.
yeah, we don't do as many 5 year, because the pricing hasn't been it's not that advantageous. In a 5 year ARM, it has a different qualification or a way to qual than a 7 or a 10 year. Most of the ARMs we're doing are 7 or 10 year fixed ARMs, and it could be a fully amortized ARM, or an interest only. So we're presenting different options on those, and I keep saying, as I talked to you about today, Mortgage Coach, guy, I wish I used it way, way back in the day. I tried it a long, long time ago, and it was way different. But I've been using it consistently for the last 6 years, I believe. And it's just been a game changer.
And what are some of the strategies? Because I truly believe, and this is not just for jumbo lending, like there's a lot of needs that consumers have in the market. Like, should I buy now, or should I wait? Should I sell my house and move up now, or should I wait? What are some of the most common needs that your customers have, and then how are you presenting to them? And feel free to show a mortgage coach at some point as you're describing it.
Yeah. So, well, I'm kind of playing. I'm using Mortgage Coach. I'm using MBS Highway because Barry's got a bunch of information on his that really helps as well. A lot of it's crazy because we've got clients that are still renting. They're doing really good in their business. They're paying rent of 14,000 a month. And so what I'll do, and I didn't create a TCA for this, but I'll go in and create a TCA based on renting versus buying, add in the MBS highway, show them their payments, show them, on jumbo mortgages with tax advantages, it's going to be a little different because, as you can't write off as much interest as you would expect you could write off, if it's a smaller loan. But here, do you want me to share with you?
Yeah, share one of your mortgage coaches and show what you're doing and how you're doing.
Okay. Okay. So the cool thing is where I work, a lot of jumbo lenders or banks, I'll say, don't allow for you to do temporary rate buy downs. Let me see. I'll share my screen.
So you're showing, by the way, affordability strategies. So the fact that he's showing ARMs, 7-year and 10-year, he's trying to show people the most affordable way of buying a house right now because rates are relatively high compared to what they've been for the past 5 years. And most people think that wherever they're at today, they're going to go down. So just make note, winning with jumbos is showing people affordability strategies in today's market. And then I'm sure you're going to go ahead and share your screen and show us what you got.
Yeah. Can you see this right now?
No, you haven't shared your screen yet.
Oh, never mind.
There we go.
Okay.
And we see it.
So, all right. So yeah, well, one, a lot of the consumers aren't aware of temporary rate buy downs, or they're speaking to another bank and the other loan officer that they're speaking to is not mentioning him because they don't have the ability to do it. So one of the big things that we're doing, and in fact we're doing right now, is we're getting into the last quarter where historically it's a slower time of the year, is looking at negotiating temporary rate buy down. So let's just use a client that's buying a $2 million house. I'll walk them through, doing a 7-year ARM, putting down 20%, where the monthly payment would be. Majority of our clients, by the way, in my TCAs, I'm not including taxes and insurance unless I know that they're going to be impounding. Majority of our clients don't impound taxes and insurance. So this is just the principal and interest payment. But I'll walk them through, locking in on a 0.7-year ARM rate, where that monthly payment would be. And then, as most of you are aware, looking at a 2-1 buy down, where the payment would drop to, how much it would save them each month. And then, Dave, you and I talked about this today. I've been a little less, I haven't been communicating future forecast as much as I was. But if I'm looking at talking to a client about the potential of rates coming down, where that monthly payment could drop down to, and this kind of opens their door of, because again, the average rent of our clients is probably somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 a month. So just bringing them into the picture of what it would look like to buy a home and where that payment would be. And, if the question comes up about, should I wait or buy? I'll get into, a lot of the talks that we have with our clients, and then looking at, future payments of if rates drop. So I'll walk them through this whole thing. The other thing that I really like doing, and I didn't do it on this one. I'm going to share another screen with you real quick.
Yeah, go for it.
So
Real quick before you, well, you feel free to go up to the top of the rates. I just want to call out, guys, how he is helping people be clear about buying a home in this market with rates high, because he's showing something. Hey, you could have a 6 for 7 years, or we could do this one, first year it's at 4, second year it's at 5, and I got you to refinance it. So literally the consumer is seeing the most affordable way of buying a home right now in this market. And let's face it, other loan officers are going to be talking to are not going to be making it this clear and giving them this level of clarity and comfort. So I want to make sure, like in jumbo markets, This is, I think, more, it's valuable in every price range, but I think it's going to be even more valuable in a jumbo market.
Yeah, and the other thing too is a lot of the consumers out there, they don't. So they're seeing, if it's Mortgage News Daily or somewhere online that 30-year fixed rates are in the upper sixes or north of seven. Jumbo obviously are going to be a little different, and at least in my experience, they've been consistently lower. So when they're looking at this mortgage coach, they're seeing a more realistic lower payment than maybe what their mindset or what they had thought. So it actually gives them a better idea of a more realistic picture of a monthly payment that was actually lower. So um, it's just been but Dave, before I use this, I was just sending out an email with rates. I don't even know if I put payments on it. So, um, and the whole video thing, which it's when I first started doing the videos, recording the videos, I think I recorded them like 12 different times. Now I just go through it, and the compliments just on the videos and how I walk them through everything has been a game changer. So, thank you.
Yeah, no, I love that. And go ahead and show this other one. What's
Yeah.
the
So, and then the other option is when a client's looking at a fully amortized principal and interest payment versus an interest only payment. And, a lot of jumbo clients are looking at doing interest only payments or interest only loan products. And so I'll walk them through the difference. And this is cool too, because they're visually seeing it versus just like hearing, okay, it's interest only, it's going to be a lower payment. And it'll show how much lower the payment is. And then a lot of our clients, this is the other cool feature I like about MortgageCoach is a lot of our clients, they may be looking at, let's say in this example, a $2.6 million purchase, and they want to put down $1 million. Well, I'll walk them through options of, okay, well, you don't need to put $1 million down based on your income and based on, the purchase price. You could put 20% down or, a little less than $1 million down. Uh, and I'll compare, if they were to put the $1 million down, yeah, your monthly payment's lower, but I love this net worth in 7 years. Because majority of our clients will have this cash sitting in a brokerage account and it's earning a rate of return of, I don't know, 8 to 10%. And so they never really think about their net worth and how that money's working for them, or maybe they do, but they just don't see it, or there's other LOs that aren't talking about it. But this little section right here, net worth in 7 years, really, really pays dividends. So it's just giving them more information so they can make the best decision. And I think that's all of our jobs is to provide as much information as we can.
So guys, be able to show affordability strategies, and then you want to win with jumbo lenders, be able to show them how to build wealth with real estate faster and showing them different down payment options. Uh, even sometimes, many times it's cash, buying it all cash versus getting a loan. And you're showing them that look, you can buy the house, you can still be earning, keep that money working for you, and look at your real estate appreciation. Also, there's a lot of move up buyers that have currently a 4%, 5% mortgage rate, and they're, oh, I'm going to buy and I'm going to have a 6, 7% rate. But when you show them the net worth, like, hey, yes, you can move up. Here's a couple of affordability strategies with a buy down. Look at appreciation, whatever they think the appreciation rate is. Um, by the way, do you ask them, like, what's your question sequence around appreciation and asset accumulation? Like, how do you get those numbers? Like, I want to just hear how you ask those questions.
Well, it's going to depend on the area, and where I use MBS Highway a lot for that because there's, again, we're licensed in all 50 states. There's states that I just don't know what the forecast appreciation is or historical. So I'll go to that. And I'll usually, no, I will always plug in that figure into Mortgage Coach and then talk about, I talk about, on jumbo mortgages, obviously it's a bigger price point. You're going to have a bigger appreciation level versus a $300,000 home. So I use that a lot when, all right, that conversation is coming up a lot when we have clients that are, they maybe had more kids and they've got this low rate on their current home that's, valued at whatever, $1 million. And they're now looking at a $2 million house. And of course, the monthly payment's going to be going up higher, but I really tackle into that appreciation and that wealth creation on that higher price point and looking at that as well, versus just looking at the higher monthly payment.
Got it. So let's close out with just how being a mortgage coach helps you with your value proposition with jumbo customers or just customers that maybe just how do you position yourself in the market? I want to just hear
Well,
how you do that. And does Mortgage Coach help you position yourself more uniquely or more valuably?
it does because there's very few of us in the, I, I mean, I mean, majority of the bigger banks are going to be doing more of the jumbo loans. And frankly, there's a very small amount of people within the banks that are using Mortgage Coach. So when I'm competing with another bank or originator, um, I would be very confident to say that no other loan officer has walked them through the Mortgage Coach experience or the data that our team does. And I think that is a big differentiation between us and um, our competitor.
What about with
Um,
what about with realtors? Is there, does
oh, the
Mortgage
realtors
Coach
love
help
it.
you with realtors and
Mhm.
when do you bring that into the conversation with agents and how does being a mortgage coach help you get more realtor referrals or help you connect better with jumbo agents?
So, so when we do a pre-approval, what Lily's doing on the pre-approvals, when she's done her write up and everything, she's sending out the pre-approval letter. And then I'm also setting up a Teams call. We use Teams with the clients. And then if they want their agents on there, that would be great. But when we're done with the call, I'm sending the link for the Mortgage Coach with the pre-approval letter to not only the buyers or the clients, but also their real estate agents so they can see it. And it's good too, because if they're looking at different price points, if it's a $2 million purchase price or a 2.2 or a 2.5, um, their agents have seen that we've really gone over different price points so that they're confident if they're looking at a higher priced home that they know what the payment's going to look like and or if it requires more down. And so that's been really, really beneficial versus just sending a pre-approval letter to if we haven't worked with the agent saying, hey, they're pre-approved, good luck. So it's just I don't know, we're going through a lot more of the process. And I really think I'm thankful for the slow times we had in the last few years because doing all these, meeting with other originators or doing the masterminds or coaching or Jeremy Forcier, like I've really soaked in a lot more information that has added value to our team and our clients and referral partners and getting more referral partners. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I want to summarize a couple things, bring a little clarity, do a little lesson. So first of all, if you're watching this, you want to do more jumbo loans, being a loan officer that's delivering a fee worksheet is not going to wow anyone. Give an experience, show how to build net worth with real estate, make it mobile optimized. Realtors like it, buyers like it. And here's the deal, guys. There's always an art and a science to winning and to being successful. And an impact driven loan officer doesn't think of price as just, hey, here's your rate, here's your payment, here's your cash to close. Like if you want to win, think of it as your product is the borrower experience. And the borrower experience is helping borrowers build wealth with real estate faster. The borrower experience is mobile optimized. You heard John talk about he's putting a video on it. So the more you want to work with jumbo realtors and jumbo buyers, the more you need to deliver a really good product, and then speed to need. You need to really help address the needs of the consumer. So like this is the current market we're in. Rates are around 6.6. They went as high as 6.8 recently. You know, several weeks ago, they went as low as 6.25. But guys, this is the opportunity zone. Like for this particular shift in rates, it's possible that rates will get in the fours, but most likely at some point, whether it's coming in 2025, 2026, rates will be in the fives, and hopefully they'll get under 5.5. But this is the opportunity zone. And here's the deal. All of these mortgages, which is more than 50% of mortgages in America, so people that have a mortgage on their house, more than 50% of them start with 2, 3, 4%. And you can really see the sweet spot right here is about 3.5 to 4.5% are the majority of mortgages in the business. So you want to know how to be valuable to realtors that specialize in those markets? Be able to show them how you're helping get people super excited about buying a home right now in this market, and be really good at showing them how, you know what, I'm going to help you get listings because you can create a mortgage coach experience on that move up buyer. And you could show like, so that literally as they go out for their listing appointment, they've got a mortgage coach, here's your $2 million house. Column A is your 3.5 million or whatever it is. And you put in a couple of affordability strategies like John did. You show the appreciation rate. And when they're going into that move up house, well, the payment's not going to look great because rates are higher. But you can make it look not as bad because you can show an affordability strategy, a 2-1 buy down with a future refi. And then you can show the net worth and you can future cast that. Like if you're not a mortgage coach, you can't do that for jumbo lenders. And to me, that is one of the biggest problems that jumbo lenders have in 2025 and 2026. And, John, any thoughts on that?
Well, no, I do. Sorry, I was thinking about something. So something that's real. Yeah, if you want more jumbo loans too, why that mortgage coach is so important is because you're showing if they were to put less down and have that money work for them with their financial advisor, they're increasing their net worth, but their financial advisor is going to love that too. Because remember, financial advisors want to hold on to as much assets as they can. And so when you're, especially when the FAs are seeing these mortgage coaches, they're like, wow, this guy or this gal knows her stuff. And you know what? She's working to help improve our business too by sharing more information with them. And then those FAs are going to refer you more of if they have jumbo clients, high net worth clients, they're going to start to use you because you're differentiating yourself compared to the common LO out there, and you're helping their business too.
Yeah.
So it's
So,
another great way to get jumbo clients.
so brother, let's go into a wrap up. This has been great. If you don't mind sharing a couple of your mortgage coach examples for anyone watching this, we'll have links down below so
Yeah.
you can take a look at that. And remember, we do training every day of the week. So if you don't know how to do some of the things that we've talked about in this call, sign up for our Wednesday or Thursday training. Those are the two best open office times to get training on strategies like this. Any closing thoughts, brother? Any advice to the mortgage coach community?
No, there's a lot of people buying higher priced homes right now. There's a lot of opportunity, and I know it's challenging. It's been challenging for our team, but I do believe that there's a great opportunity to capture more market share. And if you're doing conventional or agency, and there's some higher priced areas in your area, by the way, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me. Um, but 2025 is going to be a great year, and I'm sure challenging, but there's a lot of opportunity out there. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and one of my closing thoughts, when we were talking on our walk and talk this morning, we talked about the interview I did with Gina Myers yesterday, who's $100 million producer, #1 female loan officer in the state of Virginia. What's up, Gina? And she had shared throughout the conversation with her that her one of her superpowers, one of her mantras is I only work with people I like, trust, and respect, and people who like and trust, respect me back. And when I was talking to John about like, hey, what is your edge? And he said it differently, but he said the same thing. And by the way, guys, this is not a new idea. Like the idea of hey, work with people you know, like, respect, and trust. Like we've heard that before. But here's the deal. Like how well you execute on that. And like in Gina's case, not only did she say that, hey, when I went from, being successful, but to where like she didn't say elite, but I'm telling you, she is elite now. She credits when she really raised her standards and started executing that well. And then she also shared a really cool idea that once a year she has a party and she invites her top partners. They're not just all realtors, they're CPAs, financial planners, but they're spheres of influence that help her close 5+ loans a year. And they are all people that she knows, likes, trusts, and respects. So think about that. She said the first year I did it, it was like 6 people. And I can't remember the exact number she said, but it was like last week she had like, let's say 35 people. Um, Imagine if you had 35 realtors, CPAs, and financial planners that you like, trust, and respect. They treat you the same way. They refer to you by business, and you created a tribe. Like you're literally creating a community within a community. Like your business will be unstoppable. So closing thoughts, everyone. Make that part of your code. It's part of John's code. It's part of Gina's code. A lot of very successful mortgage professionals that I know, they would say it differently, but they would say the same thing. They're standards and they're working with the right people. So, John, appreciate you, brother. It was a great
Yeah,
call.
thanks you guys. Appreciate it.
All right. If you have
Happy
not
holidays.
already, what's that?
It's happy holidays, everyone.
Oh,
Have a
yeah, happy
great
holidays.
whatever you celebrate.
Yeah, if you have not already subscribed to the Mortgage Coach YouTube channel, subscribe today. If you are not following savageinsights.com, that's where I always put the next call to sign up to. Savageinsights.com. There's also a mobile club, like a couple links down. There's a mobile club. Sign up for that and have a good week, everybody. Let's go. Take care.